Hey, Battle Bill, here with another video, and today we're getting some more Season 6 Ultra League, regular Ultra League, Go Battle League battles. Now, you might have noticed, your boy's making some slight adjustments and continued improvements to the overall videos, and I finally got green screen. Now, I do apologize because for whatever reason, when I record the way I'm recording now, on screen I look like completely clear and like nice little 1080, but the output, I still seem to be coming in a bit blurry, like my physical self. So if I have a slight blur to me, I do apologize. Again, it might be the webcam, it might be me doing something wrong. I'm still, I've almost been doing this for a year and I'm still a scrub at this stuff, but I'm trying my best to continue to make the minor adjustments to make the overall quality of the videos better. So we changed the format a little bit. I'm down here now, but no weird background, no black background, no weirdness going on behind me or anything along those lines. And I got a set of some Ultra League battles that I cannot wait to shoutcast for you guys. It was a submission from a friend of mine, a fellow PvPer of the community, the Click Nick. He submitted me a set in Open Ultra with a team that he's been having a lot of success with, and it's centered around Obstagoon and Scizor. So letting the Goon loose, and then Scizor having some play in some Open Ultra League, because in Ultra League Premier does not exactly find a lot of use, unfortunately. But let's see how my friend here is able to make the Goon, Scizor, and a Swampert in the back work for a team of 3. I'm excited to watch through these matches. He's got Obstagoon on Obstagoon lead, and what you'll notice is his Obstagoon is not running Cross Chop, it's running Night Slash and Gunk Shot, and by the way his opponent decided to swap immediately, that kind of tells me that their opponent's probably not running Cross Chop either, and this is perfect for Scizor right here. Scizor is going to absolutely wall this Togekiss. Does have to watch out for a Flamethrower, and Nick recognizes that, so he's going for the Iron Head here, which will force a shield. Can't commit to a complete farm down as much as you really want to, because then you might be at shield disadvantage, but gets the opponent's shields here, which is going to be huge, because now he can farm down, and the charge move is going to come through. This will probably be a Flamethrower, considering the amount of charms that went through from the Togekiss, so he's shielding it up, going to match the shields, and is going to leave this situation with a positive energy advantage, even though shields will be equal, but he also keeps switch too, which is huge. So let's see what the opponent decides to do. They'll probably come back in with Obstagoon in this situation, just because the counters will deal neutral damage, and maybe they'll feel like they can start farming. Plus, Obstagoon will resist the Night Slashes, so Nick really needs to go for these Iron Heads the way that he's doing. So he goes for that first Iron Head here. He swipes these bubbles very slow. It makes me feel like he's almost not going to hit them all. But regardless, he does hit them all. It does nice little chip damage to the Obstagoon. Considering how much energy the move is, you would want it to kind of do more than that. But then he swaps back into his Obstagoon. Does not want to get countered down. It's going to let this charge move go through. I'm not expecting a Cross Chop. Ends up being a Night Slash. Let's see if they get the boost. The boost would be huge. They did not get the boost. And the opponent is staying in with their own Obstagoon. So whatever they have in the back must be really weak to Goon. And Goon is loaded up on energy. And it's a Giratina altered with Shadow Claw as a quick move. So honestly, this is GG right here. Goon is going loose. Gonna get off these Night Slashes. It would be awesome if it got a boost, but it really doesn't need it. It's gonna win this match no matter what. Plus, Scizor's got a little bit of energy in the back, and Swampert's fully healthy and can land some Earthquakes, because in Open Ultra, Earthquake is definitely the preferred move over Sludge Wave, whereas in Ultra Premier, you can get away with either. Sludge Wave really helps against the Charmers. Then again, in Open Ultra, I'm sure there are some Charmers, but they do get scared away a bit by like Registeels and Melmetals. I don't really know. I'm not playing a lot of Open Ultra, not gonna lie to you guys, but I'm just giving you like my analysis and my thoughts on it. So if you disagree, feel free to let me know in the comment section, and we can further that discourse there. Opponent throws a Dragon Claw, decides to quit, ends up being GG, and Nick wins the first match of this set. So let me know how you guys are liking the overall change in the quality. I promise I have a layout. This is not gonna be the permanent layout. This is definitely gonna change. It's coming soon, hopefully within the next week or so, and let me just know what you think of the overall adjustments, and if there's anything else you think I should do with the videos. I've been kind of trying to improve the thumbnails a bit. I can only go so hard with those. I'm not a Photoshop expert, but I'm just letting you guys know more about me and how I continue to give you guys content on a day-to-day basis. So let's get into match number 2. Click Nick's going up against Ben Saltz, and let's see if he's going to run to a negative lead here, or neutral lead, or potentially win the lead. He's got Goon up against another Giratina Altered. So this is a 1 lead, but it really depends on the quick move of the Giratina Altered. Considering how quickly that Giratina Altered swapped out, I'm assuming that quick move that the Giratina Altered is running is Shadow Claw. He decides to stay in with Goon because he doesn't really have a hard counter for Goon. Scizor does not, for Swampert. Scizor does not want to see Swampert, and when you go into the Swampert mirror match, being behind on energy is really a big issue. Gets the boost and then swaps out. I wonder if that's going to end up hurting him in this situation. Swampert definitely has a good chunk of energy here. Probably at 2 Hydro Cannons, if not like 1 Mud Shot away. Tanks one of those Hydro Cannons to the face of this Swampert. His opponent is overcharging like crazy. He gets to his first Hydro Cannon. This should force the opponent's first shield, just because the Swampert's pretty low from all the counter damage that the Goon had dealt. So, gets the opponent's first shield. They see him P-Tide. Gonna let this Hydro Cannon come through, or gonna decide the shield? Let's find out. Decides a shield, a matching shield. I'm wondering if that energy disadvantage, even though he got the health down pretty low of the opposing Swampert, is going to come back to bite him. The opponent's getting to another Hydro Cannon here. Gonna shield this just to be safe. This Swampert would survive Hydro Cannon at this health, but it would almost be in Mud Shot range, so doesn't want to take that chance there. Over farming a bit, and that over farming to a mistake. I told you that opposing Swampert had a bunch of energy stored from when the Goon was still in. So another Hydro Cannon comes through. Swampert will survive, but barely. This is the second time recording this, and that's both times I swear that Swampert had a little bit of health. So I must not be. Somebody let me know in the comment section if I'm crazy or that Swampert got taken out. But regardless, I could have swore there was like an inkling of red health there. Pulls off a really good swap, but this match isn't looking too great. Catches an Earthquake on his Scizor. Opponent comes into their Giratina altered here. Gonna need to throw these Night Slashes just to help out the Goon a little bit. At least Swampert's almost dead, but this is really gonna fall on if his opponent's third Pokemon is also weak to Obstagoon. Gets that Night Slash through, almost puts the Giratina altered into the yellow. Has his Goon with 2 Night Slashes. Would really love a boost here. Obstagoon does have a lot of health, though. Again, Swampert's almost dead. Opponent does have his shield, whereas Nick does not have his shield. That Night Slash goes through, puts a Giratina altered in the red. Charge Move's going to come through. This should be a Dragon Claw. It does chip damage, but not enough where it's, like, worrisome in any way, shape, or form. And let's see if he's going to overfarm here or go for another Night Slash off the bat. Yep, that Giratina Alter is running Shadow Claw. Giratina Altered had a lot of energy too, so it's going for another Dragon Claw here, doing chip damage, whereas the Shadow Claws are literally doing nothing because they're triple resisted. So Nick can feel free to farm away with the counters, build up to more than 2 Night Slashes there. This one will definitely take out the Giratina Altered. I don't see them shielding Giratina Altered in this situation. And now we just need to wait to find out what the opponent's third Pokemon is going to be. Giratina Alter goes down, gets the boost. The boost is huge. The opponent's last Pokemon is a Napoleon. Does the Obstagoon have enough health with the boosts and the counter damage and the 2 Night Slashes that it has built up to take out the Empoleon and clutch the end game of this match? It gets the opponent's first shield, has another Night Slash, overfarmed a little bit, not that big of a deal. The Waterfall is going to come through regardless. How much damage is this Night Slash going to do here? That is what this all depends on. The Night Slash puts the Empoleon into the ready, gets a second boost, and 2 counters take it out. The Swampert's going to come in, get countered down, and that match completely got decided by the Obstagoon, getting literally 2 boosts. I don't even think with that 1 boost he would have necessarily won, because I think that second boost allowed the 2 counters to take out the Empoleon there, whereas if you only had 1 boost, you might need 3 counters there, and another Waterfall might have gotten through, and the Goon might have went down there. Well, those boosts were really clutch. I'm so used to getting my boosts, you know, after I've already beaten the Pokemon, and I'll throw a Night Slash to win a game, and then the game will be like, ha, here's your boost. And that's never when you want to get a boost. Getting into the third match, this is definitely a lost lead here because of the fact that Melmetal has superpower, and the Melmetal is most likely going to build up to 2 superpowers and throw both of them. These counters and these Night Slashes are doing solid chip damage, and this Melmetal has stayed in way longer than I would have expected it to, and he's not shielding. Is he going to call a bluff? He calls the bluff. They throw a Rock Slide. That's huge. Can safely shield this because this will definitely be a superpower. The opponent definitely should just land back-to-back superpowers here, and if the Goon would have gotten off a charge move, shielded one of them. But oh my god, and the Melmetal staying in after the superpower. He's built up past 2 Night Slashes here. With the debuff from the superpower, the Melmetal is definitely going to go down to this Night Slash. So will he get his opponent's first shield? Oh, it doesn't go down. It actually survives it, and his opponent's able to get off another charge move. He's going to shield both of them. Okay. My mistake. I thought the debuff from Superpower would have put in the Melmetal's defense so low that a Night Slash would have been enough, even though it was neutral. Is able to counter it down. Goon has a bunch of energy, but his opponent does have a 2 shield to no shield advantage here. They come in with Togekiss. He is at the Gunk Shot. Is the opponent going to call this? The opponent doesn't call the Gunk Shot. Oh my lord. The opponent's going to hold on to these shields for Season 7 at this pace. What is their last Pokemon? It is an Obstagoon. So with his Scizor, even though this Obstagoon has a 2 shield to no shield advantage, should be able to beat the Obstagoon with the Scizor and the Swampert, unless this Obstagoon gets a couple boosts like Nick had done in the last match. That's going to be the question. The opponent does not get a boost there. Going to throw the Iron Head here, probably the safe play, just because Night Slash would really do nothing based on Obstagoon resisting it. And Iron Head, as much as it doesn't hurt a lot, will do some chip damage. Gets the shield. Might have been an obvious shield also because the opponent had to... Shield's banked up. They're going to need to use it sooner or later. Gets to a Night Slash here. The question is, does the opponent use another shield here? Because that would be a huge mistake since Obstagoon can afford this Night Slash. And the opponent lets that go through, puts the Goon into the yellow, has a fully healthy Swampert, along with his half-health Obstagoon. And is going to come in with the Swampert here. It's going to tank a Night Slash. And the Swampert's just going to have to throw 2 Hydro Cannons. And that should be enough to win the game. Again, unless this Goon... Oh... Obstagoon's at 2 Night Slashes there. Okay, Obstagoon's at 2 Night Slashes. It's going to definitely be close. It's going to be down to the wire. Okay, I lied. I thought it was a little bit further apart. I wasn't keeping track of how much the Obstagoon was over farming against that Scizor. Definitely wants to throw that Hydro Cannon immediately, just in case that Goon gets off another Night Slash or potentially gets a boost and the counter gets through. But another Night Slash shouldn't take out the Obstagoon at this health. But do you try and pull a swap? He does pull a swap. Catches the Night Slash. This is still going to be really close. The Night Slash is not going to do much to the Obstagoon here. And the opponent's going to... Oh, they undercharge it for more counter farm. But that might have been a mistake because Nick is going to get to another Night Slash here. And as much as Night Slash doesn't hurt enough, it will do enough. So much Goon on Goon action going on in this set. The Goon's going loose on both sides and is able to pull out the win. Obstagoon being really clutch in the lead. And at the end there, really just kind of banking off the opponent's mistake. But if they would have fully charged that Night Slash, it wouldn't have taken out the Obstagoon. They would have gotten like another counter or 2 in a farm. Maybe the Swampert still outpaces it to the Hydro Cannon. It would have been tight regardless. And honestly, that was a really in-the-moment play that the opponent had to make there. And that was not an easy play to have to make. So 3-0 in the set. And I'm quite impressed with this team. Let me know what you've been running Open Ultra. I feel like I access a lot. Mostly because I don't even know what the meta looks like in Open Ultra. I literally don't do any sets. Let me know if you've even been playing Open Ultra. But, yeah, just talk to me about some Open Ultra. I need to hear about it. It's been a while. Getting into the 4th match, we got Obstagoon on a Swampert lead here. And this is not a positive lead for the Obstagoon unless it boosts on, like, the first Night Slash. So let's see how this is going to end up getting played out. That Swampert is purified. I think they're running Return. I've seen, you know, I wouldn't put it past some people to be running Return on their Swamperts. Just because in Ultra Premier, I've gone into, like, Lapras mirror matches with purified Laprases. And those purified Laprases were running Return, even though Return literally has 0 benefit over Skull Bash, and it's boggled my mind every time I've run into a Return Lapras. But now I'm really getting on a tangent here. Regardless, oh, they swapped out, and they caught a Night Slash. So I don't think that swap out was necessary, but catching that Night Slash was pretty huge. Gonna have to go into Scizor here. Scizor is definitely going to have a lot of play in these Togekiss swap-ins, which are happening more often than I'd expect, especially because of the fact that this is Open Ultra. If you're gonna swap in your Togekiss like this, it's most likely gonna get met by a Steel type like Melmetal or Registeel. In this case, it's getting met by a Scizor, but still, I really don't feel like swapping in Togekiss is ever really the safe play to do. And Nick times that Iron Head perfectly so that the opponent cannot get off Flamethrower and doesn't have to use a shield. At even shielding, essentially keeps Switch, even though he didn't really win lead. And they come in with a Melmetal. He's going to spam these Night Slashes as often as possible, just to put in that chip damage against the opposing Melmetal. And I wonder if the Melmetal is going to want to throw a Superpower just because it's going to debuff itself. Probably will throw a Superpower at some point. I don't know if he Rock Slide. I mean, I guess Rock Slide would be neutral also. So never mind. Rock Slide's a play here. My bad. I'm mixing up my typings. The Superpower would be neutral. Rock Slide would also be neutral because of Scizor's Steel typing. So they're definitely going to throw a Rock Slide here. This should take out the Scizor's remaining health. But Scizor put in some solid work against the Melmetal. Already took out about 2/3 of its health. Gonna come in with Swampert. Opponent swaps back into their Swampert. And again, we're at even shielding. So this is going to really be a match of throwing Hydro Cannons back and forth. Do you try and save a shield because that Melmetal definitely overfarmed? Ooh, they threw an Earthquake. Earthquake is quite the unique play in the mirror too, especially in a 2-shield situation. That was such a big play, but Hydro Cannon is still more energy efficient, so I don't know why you would take that chance. But regardless, gets a shield from his opponent, goes into his Obstagoon there, saw the Earthquake, knowing the opponent definitely is a little bit low on energy now. They're at a Hydro Cannon here, gonna shield this up. This would take out Obstagoon's remaining health. Gonna get off this Night Slash and definitely wants to save his Swampert for the Melmetal, especially now the Swampert's a little bit lower. And again, that Melmetal has some energy, and you do not want your Obstagoon taking a superpower from a Melmetal, especially in endgame. So the Night Slash takes out the Swampert. Melmetal is going to come back in. Is it going to throw? He's going to get to this Night Slash here. I could have sworn it had more energy, unless they built up to 2. They might be at 2 superpowers here. Do you shield this one? They might be at a Rock Slide, honestly, to not debuff themselves. They throw a Rock Slide there. Shields it, but has the Night Slash. This is a CMP tie. Opponent has to shield. I don't remember where the Swampert's energy was at. Was the Swampert at a Hydro Cannon? So that when this Obstagoon gets taken out, it could just... Oh, it gets a boost! And that boost forces the Melmetal's hand. Actually, no, the Melmetal had to throw no matter what, because the counters were still going to hurt. But they needed to throw immediately. Definitely not at 2 charge moves here on the Melmetal. Should be able to mud shot down. Opponent decides to quit, and that's going to be GG. That Goon boost. It's happening quite a few times in this set. I think he wins this match without the Goon boost, whereas in the other one, he definitely needed it. But for a 1/8 shot, it's happening more often, and it's a positive thing when you're trying to win in these matches. So, 5th match, got an Obstagoon on a Shadow Shiny Lapras with a Best Buddy badge. That is a lot of RNG luck and effort, considering the fact that they got the Best Buddy badge on it. I wonder what the IVs were that it needed the Best Buddy. Regardless, they swap into a Typhlosion here, and that's going to get met by the Swampert. Do have to be aware of the potential Solar Beam. You definitely don't want your Swampert to get Solar Beam by a Typhlosion in a situation that's looking pretty positive. They've done about 5 or 6 Incinerates, so the Typhlosion is definitely at a Solar Beam, but they're probably gonna bait just because the Solar Beam needs to be respected. No, they go straight for the Solar Beam nuke, and he calls it on the first shield, which is huge, and honestly is going to keep switch just because of that. So he's over farming like crazy. Going to throw this Hydro Cannon here. This will either take out the Typhlosion or get the Typhlosion's second shield. Opponent should let this go through because Swampert's going to win out the switch no matter what. They shielded it. Oh no. The Swampert's going to get to another Hydro Cannon before they can even get off another charge move. Big mistake. Should have went Typhlosion. Go there. Cut your losses after the Solar Beam didn't land. And the Hydro Cannon from Swampert takes out the Swamp. The Hydro Cannon from Swampert takes out the Typhlosion. The Lapras comes back in, and he swaps into his Scizor. I guess this swap makes sense just because you already know you have Obstagoon. In case they decide to swap out, you can line up Obstagoon with Lapras later. But just in case they might have a Charmer back there, I guess Swampert's still alive with quite a bit of health. All right, they don't have a Charmer back there. I was going to say, Swampert's still alive with quite a bit of health, so I guess you could Hydro Cannon it, because you definitely don't want your Obstagoon lined up with a potential Charmer. So that swap caught me by a bit of surprise, especially because the Lapras wasn't going to be able to farm down the Swampert or anything like that. But he made sure to preserve his Swampert. His opponent's last Pokemon is going to be an Alolan Muck, so he's sitting pretty here, going for the 5-0. Could let this charge move go through, could shield it to throw the Iron Head. Not going to make too much of a difference. Between Swampert and Obstagoon, they're going to take out the Alolan Muck and the Lapras without any problems. So let me know what your thoughts are on this team, and if you think this team is pretty viable in some open Ultra League. Again, if you've even been playing, or what teams have you been using. But from what I'm seeing, it's doing pretty well. But we didn't really run into any Registeels. And honestly, I mean, he's got a hard counter in Swampert there. And I remember using Goon against Registeel. It's a very tricky matchup because you don't want to get Focus Blasted. But you can counter it and get Night Slash boosts. So that's always a positive there. So it's not like Registeel is really that big of a weakness. We did go up against a couple of Melmetals in this set. So we do know that, Melmetal's not really that big of an issue. Opponent's going to get off this charge move here. It's going to be another Surf. Obstagoon's at 2 Night Slashes, and he's probably going to throw them back to back. He's going for the Gunk Shot, going for a little bad manners here. The Gunk Shot will deal neutral damage to Lapras and take out its remaining health. Little unnecessary, but we gotta finish off the 5-0 set in style. Doing it for the YouTube video. And the Click Nick, I really appreciate you, man. I appreciate you submitting this set of battles. I really like this team. It seems like it might be a bit weak to fighting. Scizor would take neutral damage. Obstagoon's gonna be double weak to it. Swampert could spam Hydro Cannons against fighters, but again, this isn't really Ultra League Premier, so I guess that's kind of the hat that I always put on whenever I watch Ultra League battles, and I really need to stray away from that, mostly because I don't really know what the open Ultra meta is looking like. So please tell me about it in the comments section, and if you think this team could have success in some open Ultra League battles, let me know. Let me know what you thought of the battles. As always, on that note, guys, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. The support always goes a long way, and me continuing to try and make these adjustments to the channel and the videos and give you better quality as much as I possibly can. And I will see you all in the next video.